Hello, world.
I thought you were going to
I didn't know where to go.
Alright, today we're going to talk about Men at Work.
Men at Work, yes.
The movie with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez.
That never used the song. You should have, right? No.
Did you ever see that movie?
That is a good movie. I like the part
when
where
they were taking the trash can lids and
the symbols with the two lids.
They
Yes.
were playing bowling, I think, at one point with the trash cans.
Right.
Yeah.
It's supposedly a comedy, right? I don't remember anything other than that scene.
Yeah, so they're just, well, I liked it because they're brothers and they're acting immature. Like, yes, we can relate.
And was that the only movie they were in together?
Probably.
No, they were in
Probably.
Young Guns.
Oh, yeah, okay.
One of them was uncredited. I think Charlie.
Okay, we're also not talking about the TV show with Danny Masterson.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I never did either.
You brought it up.
Well, I know about it, so.
Okay, so I don't.
So the band from Australia.
So it's either like our third or fourth Australian band. I know Olivia
Right.
Newton-John has ties there. INXS obviously was our first. I forget the other one we mentioned. I think somebody from Fleetwood Mac was from
Yes.
Australia, if I'm correct. All right, so there's our board of their albums,
3 albums.
and that's all they ever did.
Yeah, now Colin Hay, this lead singer, also has 15 solo albums, but not really any hits.
That's talking about somebody who doesn't want to quit.
Yeah.
How's he make any money?
I don't know.
Because
Plays guitar, goes out touring.
cheaply made albums, maybe, because
Yeah.
there's no way he recoups his money.
He's
from that.
pretty good guitar player. I see him
Yeah.
do acoustic stuff.
I don't remember him playing anything when he was in Men at Work, though.
Yeah, I know.
And we just did David Lee Roth. Supposedly he played guitar,
Well, yeah, we saw him with the guitar and strapped to him. Yeah.
but he never played anything in the videos. So, but you know who this is similar to me? Mr. Mister.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
4 albums from Mr. Mister. One really doesn't count because it was like a 20-year anniversary reunion. So when they first came out, 3 albums, and one of them contains 2 number 1s, similar to Men at Work.
Okay.
They had 2 number 1s on their debut. How many bands do you think? Now, when I talk about ever, I can't go back that far. So, how many bands had 2 number 1s on their debut album? So that's a pretty good feat for this band, anyways. And really, only 2 of these albums count because the band disbanded or dismantled. They got dismantled.
Yeah,
after the
before the third, they let go of the percussion section because they wanted to get rid of their manager, which was a friend
of Colin Hay.
of
Right?
Colin Hay, but he didn't want to, so he
And the
let
manager,
them go.
which is funny because they were actually right.
Yeah, I know. He had just had experience as a manager and didn't know what to do when they went international, and a different manager probably could have helped him. They maybe would have been longer in their lifespan.
By the way, that's called the Peter Principle. In case you don't know what the Peter Principle is, it's when somebody gets hired, okay, they're really good at this job. They get promoted to this job. They stink at that job, but that's where they stay.
Right.
That's the Peter Principle. If you look at our world, there's a lot of people have their job because of the Peter Principle.
Right,
Because they stink at it. But they don't get put back to what they're really good at. Don't know why that is. Okay, so it's a debut, and I guess the U.S. takes a while sometimes for the band to actually latch on.
Yeah, because they were in Canada before us. And America was almost refusing to get the album, and they finally did.
Yeah. And then it finally becomes 2 number 1 hits over here, which then delayed the next album from being put out.
They had it done, but they delayed it because the first album was doing so good.
So that's pretty good. It's like, can we put it out yet? No. So, which album would you buy?
The first one. I like the second songs. The first songs they were bigger.
Yes.
But
2 Hearts. No. Not 2
What
Hearts.
is that a picture of on the front cover of Business as Usual? Is it? It looks like maybe it's a stereo.
It's an amplifier?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, because it's got a plug-in.
Yes.
And over there it was in black and white, but then they gave it to us and it's yellow.
Yeah. So
But Cargo has obviously
The better,
picture.
yeah, the cover. Is somebody on a stranded island? They dropping food for him? I don't know.
We can save you, but instead, here. You get to stay there.
Like is that an island like Tom Hanks in Castaway? He's like,
Right.
he needs stuff. Here, playing, it's not picking you up. It'll drop you something. You'll be all right. I just saw a video. I forgot there was this commercial. It's like a FedEx guy playing like a Tom Hanks character. I don't know if you ever saw this commercial. It's hilarious. And he's like, I've been trapped. I got trapped on an island for years and finally got rescued. I held on to this package. I'm like, I'm going to deliver this package.
Okay.
And he goes, thank you, because you're so dedicated. He goes, oh, wow, what's in there? And she's like, oh, nothing, just a satellite phone, seats, and stuff that would have helped him out. It's hilarious.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Was the guy famous by any chance?
No, they was just making fun of Castaway. 'Cause he did, I think.
He went through the boxes.
He
so
went through some, but I think he saved one.
That's true.
So,
You should at least open that. Then, I can't
Yeah.
use it. Then put it back. I'll deliver that. And that's why we got porch pirates, because they're like, oh, look what was in that box. I could have had that. So go to snacks.
yeah. So now I was looking up to see if anybody started naming movies, and the only one Colin Hay.
I didn't look at that. I don't know.
He
why.
was in stuff.
Right.
Like he was in Scrubs as himself. He was playing guitar.
Yeah.
But he was in a horror movie called The Uninvited. He wasn't the main character. In fact, but if you go on The Uninvited, it has starring. It only had 3, and he was one of them. So I saw a scene in the trailer, and he's either the father or the husband. I can't remember tell what he is. The woman is the main character.
Yes.
Anyways, the title Uninvited is funny because if there was somebody uninvited that came to his house, he would just run away, right? And he'd be like, "Who could it be now?" Right? That's,
You know what?
I'll only run and hide.
I forgot I actually did look what else he was in. And there was a movie I've seen
Okay.
that he was in with Russell Crowe. Heaven's Burning. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oriental lady he's saving, and anyways, he was a hitchhiker, and they picked him up, and he was this he had long flowing hair, and he was like a hippie type in the back seat. I forgot he was in that. Anyways, so back when I was looking at Russell Crowe and his early movies before he got big in the States, he was also in a same year. He was in a movie with Bridget Fonda, where there was a magic trick, and somebody somehow produced an egg from themselves. Anyway, things I remember. Okay, so 2 number ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are those their best songs, though?
Probably not. I mean, our list will tell.
Okay. And so funny, who can it be now? Came out first here or there? I think it was first in America, but it was second in Australia, which is weird. Why they reversed orders.
Yeah.
But let's go to Down Under. What is that to start? Is he actually playing glass bottles?
Oh, I don't
I mean, the video shows him playing glass
Yeah,
bottles.
no,
But if he's not playing glass bottles, what instrument is that?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
Not steel drums. So add that to the list of instruments played in
Yeah.
the 80s that they don't play today. And that guy was a good saxophone player, obviously.
Yeah.
And he played the flute. So had another flute. So Chicago had a flute player. Men at Work had a flute player. Jethro Tull played flute. Who else played flute?
Well, we had
Why are there
mentioned
so
a
many
couple of things.
flutes
There was,
out there?
Did you just say Led Zeppelin?
No, did they have a flute?
I thought they had a song.
Stairway to Heaven had flute?
I had something at the beginning.
Yeah.
That was,
I forget what.
And Marshall Tucker Band has that one song. Can't you see? I think it is. That has
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did. You're right. Men at Work comes very close to being a parody band when you watch their videos. It's hard to take them seriously.
Yeah. That's right.
And obviously Colin Hay has similarities to Columbo because he's got the lazy eye. He's able to control it, obviously.
Yeah. I think he has not one of his solo albums has to do with that.
There's sometimes where he's looking at the camera and you're not sure which eye is actually looking at you, because one's slightly pointed that way. Still alive. Only one guy died.
Yeah, the guy who, because I guess he got into drugs and he had that lawsuit against him because that flute part sounds like this Australian children's song called Kookaburra, and I couldn't hear it until I found a video that showed me.
Yeah, I can slightly hear it,
Yeah,
but that's
and the judge ruled it was
ridiculous.
plagiarism, and he's like, "Great, now that's my legacy."
Yes.
And he's upset about that, and I hope the people that sued him, because they didn't even write it, the guy who wrote it died, but they had the rights to the song, and I hope they really feel bad.
I know.
I really do.
That's the kind of thing I'm thinking. Yeah, you suck. Killed a guy inadvertently.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, I mean, like I said in a previous video, everybody could sue everybody.
Yeah.
Because you can only do so much with music. But, Kookaburra, it sounded alike, but listen, they couldn't have done that on the flute.
So, don't sue us.
That's really the important point we're trying to tell you. All right, so let's go ahead and get to our top 10. No honorable mentions, which should be easy to understand when you look at the albums you're minus. Matter of fact, should we even have 10?
How many did we have?
I think I put 12 on the list.
Okay, so we agreed the two were the worst. Again.
And one of those was only on the list, not because it was a hit, but because if you look at all three of their compilation albums, it's the only song outside of the main ones that was on every album.
Yeah.
So that's why.
And they were just two slow songs, for
I
sure.
think so.
There's nothing interesting about them.
Yeah. And Colin Hay by himself didn't have a hit to throw in there. At least over here in the States, he didn't. All right, so you should agree also for this fact that 8, 9, and 10 all come from
Two Hearts. Yeah.
So we'll just run through those as quick as we can. Number 10, we have Hard Luck Story.
Yeah, you remember that song on the radio, right? No? Okay.
I also don't remember what the story was, but it's a Hard Luck Story. I had that at 10, you had it at 9. The flip was your 10 and my 9, Maria.
Yeah.
Add that to the list of songs with women name titles.
Women names, yep.
And if you watch the video, it seems like it's depressing for the woman. They had a nice marriage story, and then later in the video, he's like abusing her. So.
Well, is it Maria? Is it Maria from West Side Story? Wasn't it?
Did she get abused?
No, but the guy. Who was the guy? What's the guy's name that got killed at the end?
Not Tony.
Johnny.
Is his name Johnny or Tony?
Tony.
Could be Tony.
Yeah. So she had a hard luck story for sure.
Yes. All right, and then the last one would be Everything I Need, which was the only ranked one out of those three songs. Both of us had it at 8. So, don't get 2 hearts. All right, so number 7, which you remember hearing, I don't remember hearing on the radio. But it has an okay video, and that was High Wire.
Yeah. The video is pretty much the circus.
Yes. Go figure, that meant a circus.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of cool if it was like, hey, he actually did walk on that high wire, but I don't think
that wasn't him?
I don't know.
It looked like it might have been him. I had this at 7, and you had it at 5. And I do agree with you. That's pretty cool drum part, right?
Yeah.
So that guy can play drums. They have a neat scene. They sped up. Probably because he had to do, with all the drums inside, he probably had to do it really slow.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he's doing that in real
yeah.
time. And then they sped it up, and it was pretty cool. It matched the drum. All right, that's High Wire number 7. Coming from Cargo, we have, 4 songs from Cargo, 3 from Business as Usual. If they would have put out another song from the first album, maybe that one would be better, but Cargo just has...
So you would get Cargo.
I would get Cargo, I think. You said Cargo too, or did you say?
I said Business as Usual because it has the bigger hits.
Bigger hits.
I do think they got better with the second album, musically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I think Overkill was the highest charted at 6, so they couldn't reproduce what they did before. All right, number 6, coming from Business as Usual, obviously the one that didn't hit high, Be Good Johnny. Yep. I had this at 4, you had it at 7.
And Johnny is a brat. He's antagonizing a dog, throwing things at people. And
yes, and now every kid acts like that.
Yes.
Hard to find the good ones. You find a good kid, you're like, you're not normal.
You must be homeschooled.
Yeah. And obviously the song title is a takeoff of Johnny Be Good from Chuck Berry.
Yes.
Which, that was the song played in Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michael J. Fox played the guitar part to that. His was expanded, obviously. Okay. And what do you think of that dance Colin Hay does at the end? With the kicks, the high kicks. Don't do that. Maybe that's what ruined their career. Like,
no, that was
the first album. So actually, yeah. All right. I don't know why they didn't last past. You know, they should have never fired the other 2 guys.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to. They dismantled the band.
They should have got a different manager. Yep.
Okay. All right, number 5. Surprisingly, you probably will be surprised that number 5 is Overkill, which I had at 5 and you had at 4, which a lot of people think is their best song. Even though it didn't rank at 1, a lot of people think Overkill is their best song. But it's pretty steady throughout the whole song. Video doesn't do it any favors because
he's just walking around a city at night. Yeah,
and the city looks pretty cool, but they should have did something fancy, and they didn't. By the way, let me go back to Be Good Johnny, because you just played all the videos in between our stoppage here. Okay, he says for Johnny to obey every golden rule.
Yeah.
Isn't there only one?
Yeah, it's called the golden rule.
There's just one. Do unto others as you would have done to yourself, right? If there's more, tell us what those are, because I don't know if there are. Okay, back to our list. Oh, by the way, Overkill came from Cargo. Next one from Cargo as well, at number 4, Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive. I had this at 6. You had it at 3.
Yeah, play on like the Nutty Professor, Jerry Lewis style, not the because this was in the '80s. Obviously, Eddie Murphy's movies didn't come out yet.
Right?
But he just says he plays that old Black Magic, which if you watch the movie, he does play a song called Black Magic.
Jerry Lewis, yep.
Yeah.
And that is Greg Ham.
Yes.
The guy who plays the flute and the saxophone that played the professor.
Yeah, so he goes into the room to drink the potion. And 2 girls walk in and also drink it.
They just grab it.
Yeah, they just grab it, thinking it's alcohol. And they turn into plants. Why he didn't turn into a plant, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like the Swamp Thing.
Hey, I know why. Men and women are different.
No, but it's like, but if you were a Swamp Thing.
Oh yeah,
well, he turned into this swamp creature, but then he the
evil guy.
He tested it on this guy who turned into this midget kind of weird. He asked him why, and for some reason the swamp creature knew why. He goes, "It makes you into your essence." Remember that?
Okay, yes,
that's why they were like houseplants. Didn't really have any personality, I guess.
They turned into what they were. Maybe they were vegan. They only eat salads.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, by the way, and the title is not based on the Nutty Professor. The title is from Robert Louis Stevenson. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, not Heckle and Jive.
Yeah.
And that title's been twisted all over the place.
Yeah, there's
different movies.
There's a lot of movies.
There's a Sister Hyde. There's a... what's the one that had that weird guy in it? Oh, I can't even remember. If you remember the Lily Tomlin movie, Incredible Shrinking Woman.
Yeah.
The guy who was her helper was in a movie based on Jekyll and Hyde. I can't remember the title of it.
Is his name Joel something? Yeah, whatever.
It's not important because his career didn't go anywhere either.
Didn't Jory Roberts? Isn't she in a movie called Mary Shelley, and that was based on her being like a.
Oh,
Maybe I'm.
the lady who wrote Frankenstein.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not it then. I thought there was a movie where it was like a maid to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I could have been wrong. I didn't see the movie, so
I don't remember.
I shouldn't be commenting on it.
Sounds like it was a mistake
Yeah.
for you to mention it. And that's our next song. It's a mistake. Coming from Cargo. So this would be our highest ranked song for you and me. It's a mistake. I have this at 2. You have it at 6.
Yeah. So song again, an anti-war song. Or anti-army, I don't know. Don't join the services is what they're kind of saying.
But you know what? Again, they're from Australia, so
right.
Don't join their army.
That's no. It's not. It looked like the way it was played is like they're being drafted. They had no choice.
Right. Because each of them had like something in their hand. Like
Yeah.
one guy had a picket sign. What did the picket sign say?
Nuclear bomb can ruin your whole day.
Just yours. Actually, it'll ruin your whole life.
Yeah.
You won't have one after that.
Everybody likes the end. Well, the ending is what makes the video because
Why there's
smoking a cigarette.
Why there's an ashtray
right next to the launch button. He flicks it open with his finger by accident and then tries to put the cigarette out right on the button. And then he's like, oh no! And see, then when you hear it's a mistake, we're thinking, well, that was a mistake.
Yes. Well, here's the mistake. To launch nuclear weapons should not ever be based on
one guy
button. Or one button.
Okay,
either, you know, like in war games.
When they have 1, 2, 3, and they
Go
both turn
together,
the key.
and they're not right there to where one person can manipulate both keys. They have to be far enough. Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay. By the way, it's a mistake. Shows that the guitar solo is not like Def Leppard-ish or Eddie Van Halen. It's like very, very, very simple. Okay, so leaves us with 2 songs. I wonder what they are. Both number 1s are left, but which one would we put higher? They both come from Business as Usual, and our number 2 is your number 1.
Okay.
But I ranked it down to 3 because I did like It's a Mistake better. And that's Down Under, unfortunately. Their first hit over here. Well, no, their first hit overall. It was actually released second over here.
Yes.
Now, it's called Down Under. Have they always been known as Down Under?
Australia?
Is that because they know they're below the equator?
Probably.
We're under. So... And what's your
I don't know who the first guy to coin that term was, so.
Yes. Has anybody ever eaten, have you ever eaten a Vegemite sandwich?
No. No. But, hey, let me have that. Here.
Yeah.
That's how you throw that.
That's a good waiter for you, right?
Yeah. I guarantee you. Good at it right here. But say if he did that, if a real waiter did that, the ingredients would fly in 10 different directions.
No, I don't know what Vegemite is. Like, is it creamy? Is it like lettuce?
It's spam.
Yeah. Do you want Vegemite on you if it does fling everywhere? Yeah. But the beer didn't go everywhere.
It's like, I got a rash. Oh, just put some Vegemite on there.
All right.
Clear it right up.
Yeah. So,
I've read what it is, but I always forget.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we were little, our mom brought us home that spread.
Oh yeah, the sandwich spread. It's called sandwich spread.
It's just called sandwich bread?
Yes.
If Vegemite is like that, never eat it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh, we hated those sandwiches. They were like it was like a chopped ham, minced ham with like relish and mayonnaise. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was
Were you forced to eat anything like that? Okay, that brings us to number 1, which to me, I think it's musically better just because the saxophone. You got a saxophone in one, flute on the other, saxophone wins! And that would be Who Can It Be Now?
Yeah, and I always like when it gets to the drum part.
Yes, yeah, it's probably easier to play too.
Yeah.
My number 1, your number 2 puts it at number 1.
Yeah, now they both have something in common, the videos.
Okay.
Okay, at the beginning of Who Can It Be Now, He's sitting in a chair.
Right.
He has no shoes or socks on, so his bare feet.
So when he was in the desert, he had no feet.
No,
shoes?
when they had stripe, but no. But at the end of the Down Under, he was in a jail cell.
Right.
And the guy had the dirty socks.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah. He even had it. So I'm like, similarities there. Just
Yes. Okay. By the way, let me go back to Down Under. There is that one scene where they're all dancing. Does that not remind you of the Peanuts Christmas when they're all dancing to the song? Short is doing his thing, and they're all in their spot doing whatever.
Yeah.
That's what and two of them they're not actually dancing; they're digging dirt.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Okay, now they did have a coffin in that movie. Maybe that's why they're digging. They're gonna bury the guy out in the middle of the desert. Okay, so back to Who Can It Be Now, right? And so a lot of people visiting him. He lived up in an upstairs apartment.
Yeah, I thought.
And they keep showing all these people approaching him.
Why are they all visiting him? He obviously doesn't want any visitors.
Right. Did he ask? Did he set appointments and now he's scared to have them?
Now, if I was him, move.
It's got the IRS, is that one a transvestite?
I don't know.
There's a transvestite and then an alien. They show the feet first and then they show the person through the peephole. Which would be a good camera trick, right? Showing the camera through the peephole.
Right. Before they showed that, he was eating breakfast puffed wheats, and the drums go like a knock, do, and he goes, and there's the rest of the cereal, and the box is gone.
Right. And show him how he checked his watch too.
Oh yeah. That's how he checked his watch to see what time it was.
And then he had to tiptoe across the floor. So yeah,
it almost knocked over that plant.
Yeah, which could have been one of those women. No, that was a later video. So it wasn't the women. Okay, so there's your list for men at work. Well, you know what?
Next week we're going to review the show Rock of Love.
Is that also a stupid joke? All right, now here's the best one. Okay,
no, the guy that was the lead of the band had the reality show.
Okay,
called Rock of Love.
No,
okay, go ahead. Try your hand on.
So we just had the video of the Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive. Right?
Yes, and
they're drinking what could be poison.
Yeah, I did think of that.
So our next band. Poison. That's next week. Unless we put videos in between. Are we thinking about doing a video in between?
We'll see.
We're all over the place.
Actually, we're not sure when this is going to come. It may be next year. We'll see. We'll see if we have a video up before January.
That's right. I forgot how close we are.
Yeah.
I can't believe, if you don't know, we're doing this video a day before Christmas.
Yes.
Which I can't believe it's Christmas. You look outside, there's no snow whatsoever. So, okay. We'll see you then.
Bye.